counted in qualifying, and it's not popped up a message to say it's not counted. And at first I was like, well, that is a bit odd that it's not popped the message up. But what I do excuse me, what I've noticed, I'll nip out onto track and just park up. What I noticed is, I think it sometimes depends on the view that you're using. I could be wrong with that, but I have had it myself where I haven't had a message pop up saying your lap is being cancelled. But what I do is, in my top right corner, the timing screen that I have in my top right corner, I make sure I have it on this one. Yeah, it was the first one. And the reason I have it on this one is the first row, obviously got lap, sector 1, sector 2, sector 3. The second row, where it's got all the NAs, the top one will give you your overall lap time, and it'll give you that in white. If your lap gets cancelled, that shows up in red. So even if you don't get an error message, or not an error message, a cutting corners, you're cheating message, it'll show up as a red lap. It's not going to count. Now, I do know that people have confused themselves at times thinking, why is that lap not counted? It's not told me, but their lap is red. If you have it on one of the other timing screens, for example this one, or even this one that shows you all of your laps that you've done, they don't come up red. So if you don't get the lap penalised message and you've got that timing screen on, you're not gonna know. And then if you don't know about it, you're gonna complain that it's not saving your laps. However, if it's in time trial that it's not saving your laps, that could be, I'm saying in time trial it could be that when you finished your run you go and have a look, it doesn't go on the page straight away. But with you having said in free run, it could be the same in free run as what I was just mentioning here. It will cancel if your laps are cancelled. It won't count them, it won't save them, it won't tell you anything about them. But like I say, if you don't get the error message coming up, check to see whether your lap times are going red in the top right corner. If they're not, then yeah, there's definitely a problem there. But if they are, then you'll know that the laps are being cancelled. Okay, Skyboy Ken, how do I rate the driving experience? Very good, to be honest. I mean, I'm on a Thrustmaster T300 wheel. A lot of it can depend on which cars you're in. And I'll tell you what, I am going to switch to one of my favourites. A few people have asked me at different times, is the game any good? Is it worth getting? Compare it to Gran Turismo. And I've got one simple answer to that, and that is, I've mainly played F1 games, racing in F1 League, front row racing's F1 League. GT is sort of like my secondary game that I go to on the PS3. And I was taking part in the GT Academy. And for round one, I only realised that GT Academy was open with about 3 or 4 days to go. So I worked on that as much as I could, and I got into the top 280, and I was very annoyed because I did feel I could go much faster given a couple more days. Okay, round 2 opens up, and day 1 I'm like, right, I'm going on this, I'm going to get as best as I can get. So I'm on it for 5-6 hours doing the best that I can do. The next day project cars come out. I've not even loaded Gran Turismo since. I couldn't care less about GT Academy. This game is just that good. Some of the cars are an absolute bitch to handle, but that's kind of what I've been looking at here. Some of the cars that are not so nice in handling, how to get around them. Now this video I will export it to YouTube. It'll probably split up into 15-minute video clips, but at the very start of it I'm in the Formula A, trying to look at the braking, there's going down the gears and trying to do it all aggressively, and that's led me on to other cars, which led me into that Lotus 72. I've been driving cars that I found very tricky to drive with no assists, because I tend to drive no assists. So that's what I've been looking at. Now I'm going to go into a car which I really like, and with no assists it's not a problem. Obviously if you drive it like a muppet it's going to be a problem, but this car is fantastic, the LMP1. Now in your career mode, there's about 8 or 9 different tiers of career mode. You can work your way from go-karting all the way to LMP1, or you can just start at any point you like. You can even start in LMP1s. Now if you want to get the full experience of the game, yeah, go ahead, start it in go-karts. Personally I didn't do that, because I got into a Formula Gulf and loved it, so I was like, right, okay, that's where I'm going to start my career. And admittedly I have only done a little bit of the career because I've been so busy doing other stuff. And having thought about it, I'm actually tempted to just start a new career and jump straight into the LMP1s, because these are brilliant, and I'm a big F1 fan. I'm a proper F1 nut, but this car puts the Formula A to shame, and I will try and kind of show it. I mean, where should we go? There is one place I'm thinking that I could go. I don't know if I'm awake enough to do it though. Go on, we'll do it. The Nordschleife. Now I ain't gonna get anywhere near the world's fastest. I did 2 laps on time trial yesterday evening, just for the pleasure of it, because I like the Nordschleife and I love this car. Now I've been awake probably 12 hours since then, so this probably won't go well, and I'm not going to get anywhere near the world's fastest lap times, but I'll go there just for the fun of it, and just to show that even on a very tricky track this car is very drivable, or at least that's the plan. In the LMP1s as well, I don't get on with the helmet cam in the LMP1s. It's something to do with the left-hand wheel arch or the right-hand wheel arch, depending on which side of the car the steering wheel's on. But I do like the in-car views a lot. So I use the passenger seat camera view in these LMP1s. It's not necessarily my quickest view to use, it's just the one that I enjoy using. And that's one thing I have noticed with this game. It's not all about go fast, go fast, go fast. It's a very enjoyable game, apart from those cars that handle like a bag of crap. Which is why for me it's been so important to try and work out how to get those cars to handle, to at least be able to apply the brakes, go down the gears as you're going into the braking zones. No worries, Skyboy. I'll try and have fun at the ring. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is the helmet cam view, but I'm not going to use that around here. I just don't get on with that view in the LMPs. This is the view I prefer to use for the LMPs. Now, like I say, this might not go very well because I have been awake a long time. I'm on some extremely strong painkillers, so to a degree I am surprised that I've been able to already do what I have done and find out what I've found out. So for me to take this around the Nordschleife at this point is sheer and utter madness, and I am just going to take it easy for this first lap. And you pretty much guarantee that any full lap is going to get time cancelled. Now you may find that I don't talk much while I'm driving around here, but you'll have to excuse me. This track does take quite a lot of concentration. Ooh, didn't go hard enough on the brakes there. That's the one thing as well, going from that Lotus 72 and fearing the brakes and fearing the throttle, going to this LMP1, if you drive it the same way as the Lotus 72, you will go off. You will not go fast. Because this car is made to be driven. Even if you drive it badly, it's made to be driven. Now you may think at times that because I don't get any wheel spin that I've got assists on or traction control on. I haven't. It's just that these cars have a lot of grip. I say that as I go off. But straight away I found these much more enjoyable to drive than the Formula A's, and I was really looking forward to driving the Formula A's. Anyway, Dave, be quiet and concentrate. Oh no, that's not the corner I thought it was. Damn it. And now we've got a mechanical fault. That's the problem with a Nordschleifer. You think you're at a corner you're not at, and you end up in the wall. Cheers, Skyboy. You sent that message just as I crashed, so I'm blaming you. But the thing is, being as tired as I am, I know I can't drive as quick as if I was properly awake and ready to go. But I don't mind it so much in these cars. I mean, since I've had the game, I have played it pretty much every day. Although, I'll tell you now, if you are a wheel user, make sure you play it on days where you're not meant to see the missus, or on days where the wife's going out, and make sure you have a shower before she gets back, because you will finish, I mean, you'll play it and time just disappears, and then when you finish you'll stand up and you'll be like, hang on a minute, I am sweating my nuts off. And you'll feel proper dirty. Now when people say you need to get some exercise, trust me, this is exercise. I'm sure a lot of you have been go-karting and afterwards your arms are aching, you're sweating a lot. Well, this is very, very similar. Okay, now I am going to try and focus again. I would love to put the telemetry screen on, but I know if I do that I'll spend more time watching that than the track. But for those of you that have not seen much footage of the game. Some of the on-screen displays you can have are very, very good. I'll tell you what, I will pop it on